everyone, welcome back to Valley View Flower Farm. Just wanted to give you a quick update and let you know that we actually had some rain, about 36 millimeters. So that was very well needed and we're very thankful for that. So today I just wanted to finish off cutting my Liliums and show you a few things that have flowered since my last video. This is my Lilium patch and I've got a few buds left to pick. And I pick them once the buds start showing the colour of the flower. I'll show you. So as you can see here, this bud has yellowed up. This is going to be obviously a yellow Lilium. So quite easy to pick it at this stage. It's the buds are fairly sturdy, so you don't have to worry too much, as opposed to when they're in flower, they're quite delicate and then very easy to strip. And that's it. Put it in a bucket of water. I hold that in a cool place and that'll keep for about a week, and then in flower, they'll flower, especially if you give them some flower food. These will continue to open over a period of 2 weeks. These ones here, I think I showed them in the last video. They're just a little bit too short and they got hail damage, so I won't be picking those. This Lilium here is called Hotel California. Not as many buds on this one. And a shorter Lilium. And you can see I've got a bit of damage there from the hail, and also a little bit of damage on the leaf from the bore water, just some calcium and some salt residue, but that usually wipes straight off, so it's the same deal. I'll put a picture up of what they look like open. They're quite pretty. I also wanted to give you a update on my Lisianthus. They look okay, the Lisianthus at the back there, and this was the section that was hail damaged. I have given it some sea salt and some sea mungus, and although they look a little bit ratty, they are mostly coming back. These are my sunflowers, and in that section there I've actually planted some cotton that I've grown from seed. The seed was used as a sheep feed, a fodder feed, so my husband just grabbed a handful and I gave that a go, and it came up fairly easily. So we'll just see what that does. I'm not sure that it gets hot enough here for this. The cotton will certainly grow, but whether it'll set flower and make cotton is another question. I also wanted to show you, this is now flowering, so it's Crown of Snow, and whilst it's only short, it is a perennial, and I'm hoping that it'll get a little taller, and it's just really quite pretty. Dainty white bell-shaped flowers in whorls all the way up the stem. So I'm told it's of the same family as the Canterbury Bells, so it makes a good cut flower, so we'll see how that goes. This is my little experimental section of Canterbury Bells, as I've not grown them before. The trick with Canterbury Bells is to pick them when the first flower opens. Although I have noticed you're probably better at picking them at this stage before they open, and let them open up inside, because you end up getting, this one has a little tiny caterpillar inside the flower and it'll eventually eat its way out. There's a lady beetle. So you want to try and avoid that. The best way to avoid that is to pick them before they're open. I can always just pick this bud off and present it like that. I've had lots of suggestions from people, which I'm thankful for, about how to deal with these little brown beetles that I've got in the garden, and I've got some snaps here. And they're inside the snapdragons. Can you see that there? So they don't seem to do too much damage. I think they're just after the pollen, but they do end up destroying the individual flowers. So I've found, because they're attracted to white flowers, that if I put a bucket of water, and this one's been emptied out, a white bucket of water in the garden, they'll actually go into that and drown. I haven't had any bees or anything in there. It's just mainly these little brown beetles. So I think that might be an option of, it won't get rid of them all, but it'll just slightly control the numbers. I also just wanted to show you, they're just about to finish, but this is a Lilium called Apricot Delight. It's an Asiatic hybrid, and it makes these short, this one's about to open. I love it how this stamen sticks out, but it makes this short rose type shape in this beautiful orange and then fades to an apricot colour. And it has quite a few buds on each. So I had a very lovely client whose wife was a florist and a collector of flowers, and we got chatting as you do, and he was showing me his hydroponic setup he has for his vegetables, and I just sort of mentioned that I started to grow cut flowers, and he insisted on giving me this beautiful Lilium and this one here, which is yet to open. He said this one was a special one, and it's just such a lovely gesture, and I'm so happy to have this Lilium, and I'll put it in the garden, and hopefully I might be able to propagate some more Liliums to add to my collection. But just people are so lovely and generous, and once you start talking to people, you find so many shared interests. It's beautiful. This is Blue Moon, absolutely beautiful. Ashram, that orangey apricot colour is delightful. Devoted to You, really nice perfume on this one and lovely shape. This is my Gooseneck loose Drife, and the wet weather has really brought it on. It likes wet feet, I think. I think this is all a bit too past picking. I'm just sort of leaving it for next year. Hopefully the stem length will increase. But such an interesting flower. Unfortunately, they do look like snakes, sticking their heads up above the foliage there, which ordinarily wouldn't worry me too much. But we have had two little brown snakes in the patch so far already this spring. So I'm always on the lookout. But yeah, Gooseneck loose Drife, very, very nice. This is the purple variety. So these are my vibascums, and I have tried them as a cut flower. I really like them, but I think they shatter too easy. I think they'll just drop petals. I think it'd be great if you were having an event, because they hydrate okay and they stand up well in the vase. It's just I don't know that a long-lasting arrangement would be suitable. So I might end up digging these up and putting them in my garden because they seem quite hardy. And of course there's Scabiosa. I haven't grown this variety before. Such an interesting peachy yellow colour. I've got a few different varieties. I'm just keenly awaiting them to flower so I can start adding them to bouquets. So I just wanted to show you, it's an incredibly dirty chest freezer. It's a very old one that no longer goes, and we were using it for storage. But I've just got it, it's not even put into its final position, but I've just plonked it in the shed. And this is my setup for storing Liliums. So I just fill the fridge with ice bricks and frozen water bottles. And there's a little thermometer in here, keeps it down to about 6 degrees Celsius. And I leave them in there, and I use that for my my somewhat primitive Lilium storage. Before I sign off, because I've got a couple of Christmas parties to go to this morning, but I just wanted to show you a few things in the garden. I'll turn the sprinklers on first. That didn't work too well. That's our veggie garden sprinkler system set up. I've got my tomatoes and eggplants and zucchinis, capsicums, onions, garlic is flowering, all ready to go. I just wanted to show you a tree that we've got in our garden that's flowering now. It's called a tamarisk. It can be a weed in some parts, especially warmer parts, but here I'm just seeing if there's any figs. Oh yeah, there's a few figs. A few figs on the fig tree. And a few berries on my elderberry, which is nice. I've only just put in another variety of elderberry to get the berries, but the birds eat them as quick as I can get to them. Not sure if you can see the berries there. They're small and black. Anyway, sorry I get distracted. This is the tamarisk. And it has tiny little flowers. And it repeats its flowering a few times over the summer, and it just, you probably can't quite see, but it absolutely gets covered in pollinators. It's quite a nice feature in the garden. It is deciduous for me here. And yeah, like I said, not invasive, not weedy at all. I haven't seen any seedlings come up. Well, you can see you might not be able to see that, but there's pollinators flying around everywhere. I have some helpers in the garden at the moment. We've moved our 3 boys into the garden to help keep the grass down. Hello. They're doing a very good job. You've eaten that grass already. We only put them in here last night. You're doing a very good job. Very good job, hey? But that's not what I actually brought you over here to show you. I brought you over here to show you, and I shouldn't be walking around in my garden in thongs because there are snakes. I brought you to show you this. I'm very impressed because I grew this from seed. It's taken me 2 years to get this thing to flower. Night scented tobacco, and you can see the bugs like it. Again, white flower, they can't resist. And it smells absolutely beautiful. And hopefully it'll self-seed a little bit. I do have another helper in the garden, and she's making her way slowly. Bess was one of 2 calves born. She's a twin, and unfortunately the mother died giving birth to the other calf. And we found the mother, unfortunately, already deceased. And then Bess, we were just about to leave, and then we found this tiny little calf tucked up, hidden in the grass, and that was Bessie. So Bess has been bottle fed. Come on, Bess. Come on. And she's got a calf of her own. She's had 3 calves now. She's beautiful. She's not going to come over and say hello. I don't think she's waiting for me to feed her. Come on. In the garden to tempt her. Oh no. We throw all the milk thistles and stuff over the fence for the cows. They do a good job of cleaning things up. She's a bit wary. That isn't an electric fence running on the outside here, because otherwise they do put their heads over the fence and eat my plants, which is a bit naughty. And of course we've always got the ever helpful ducks. These ducks are only babies. They're probably about 6 weeks. They're great for eating grasshoppers, slugs and snails. We've got quite a few ducks. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.